everybody. Welcome back to the Huddle, the Review.com's weekly high school sports show. I'm Executive Editor Rob Toder of the Alliance Review, joined as always by Sports Editor Mike Brown. And Mike, a lot to talk about this week. Let's start with a big-time hire by the West Branch local schools for their boys basketball program, Randy Montgomery.
Wow, you talk about something, you felt the earth shake this week, Rob, when that announcement came up. And what a great hire for West Branch. You know, there's a guy, who's got over 500 wins at two different schools, at Triway and North Canton Hoover, and he's retired as a teacher now, and he just wants to coach, and it was a perfect fit for West Branch.
Talk about Montgomery, because you've covered him for a number of years. As you said, he was at Triway for a long time, at Hoover for over a decade, and had two teams from Triway in the state tournament. He had Hoover undefeated a few years ago. What intangibles does that guy bring to the sideline that maybe another coach does not?
I think he demands excellence at all times. He said, we did an exclusive with Randy, or Mike Keating did an exclusive with him, and he said he's going to make the practices much tougher than the games, or the games will seem easy for the players. But those practices early on, I'm sure, are going to be very demanding, and that's what they need to do. That's a program that really, in my opinion, has underachieved for a number of years. And I think there are athletes there. You look at the girls' basketball program, and they're going to Columbus, and it's the same height under the same roof. So I think the potential is there, and it needs the right person to bring that out. And I think they've got the right person to bring that out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. We want to make sure that you read. If you missed the stories that we had in last Saturday's Alliance Review and in Monday or Tuesday's Alliance Review, we had exclusive stories and interviews with Coach Montgomery, and of course he's going to be approved formally by the Board of Education later this week, and so we'll have in Friday's Alliance Review and on the Review.com we'll have stories, we'll have interviews with him, hopefully some players and administrators to talk about the hire, and we'll also have video of that historic meeting for West Branch boys basketball. Probably the biggest coach they've had there. Of course, Bob McCoskey was there for a number of years. They had a great run, two regional tournament teams at West Branch, but Jim Meisner, another Salem guy, like Randy Montgomery, similar styles, and both played under John Cabas, so you could see that influence by that legendary Hall of Fame coach too.
It'll be interesting, with Salem being the NBC and West Branch playing them two times, when Randy Montgomery, a former Salem standout, coaches West Branch against arch rival Salem two times this coming season. That'll be interesting.
Absolutely. Well, we don't want to talk about.
Well, we're good to that point.
Okay.
We're good.
We're going to have to cut that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's turn our attention to the spring sports. We finally got some good weather, and there's no puddles on the fields or on the tracks this week. Let's talk a little bit about track and field. Tuesdays and Thursdays always a big night for track and field, and of course the Marlington Relays coming up this week. So, who's impressed you so far with track?
Well, obviously the St. Thomas Aquinas girls. I mean, they're the defending state runner-up, and they just missed winning the title by 1 point last year, and they have almost that entire team back, led by Athena Welch from Alliance, who's just tearing up, is winning all these invitationals and the distance events, and they've got great relays again. Randy Crawford has got a great team again. I look for them to do very well in the postseason. West Branch has Zach Robbins, the defending state runner-up in the high jump, coming back. Also, Jake Zinni, who placed at state last year in the field events, is coming back at West Branch. I mean, those are some really good, and we've got a lot of other ones. And another one, Rob, is Garrett Floyd of Marlington. Great 400-meter run, and he's really talented in everything. There's a guy that went to state last year, and I think there's another athlete to do very well in the postseason. And there's a number. It's amazing how you look at certain areas in our area. We're always good in track. We always have a ton of kids that get to state and do well, and I think we'll have some multiple individual state champions and relay state champions and maybe a team state champion this year. I think we're that good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Let's turn to softball. Louisville had their long NBC winning streak ended by Marlington a week or so ago. But they're still very talented. The Leopards are, but there's some other good teams in the NBC.
Right.
As well.
I think the Marlington girls softball team is really doing a good job. They've come on. They've really moved up the NBC ladder. The West Branch girls softball team's right there. They have a freshman pitcher who's tearing up this year. Is really doing well. So I really think softball-wise, those are probably the three top teams, at least the three top area teams in the NBC. And they're always chasing Louisville. Louisville's had that great tradition in softball, and that's once again the case. But I'll tell you what, it's interesting as they're coming down the home stretch of the league. Louisville has a 1-game lead on West Branch, but Marlington's right there too. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. How about baseball?
Baseball, this year Alliance is young. This year, they're just a young group. Jeff Graffis has a young team, but Marlington, with Brock Balderson, a great pitcher. Marlington's got a really nice baseball team. West Branch has a really nice baseball team. So it's fun, and we've got some nice teams I think that have some staying power as we get into the postseason in a few weeks.
Yeah, and of course Western Reserve went to state last year.
Right, and there's another
they
team.
have a shot to get
That's
back
right.
as well.
In fact, you know what, Rob? I think they may be, when it's all said and done, because they're in the small school division. I think there's a team that's got a shot. And the St. Thomas Aquinas baseball team is another one. They've got a lot of kids back from that team. So either one of those two teams, and they're in the small school division. They got close last year, and I think they've got a shot.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Make sure you check out the Alliance Review Daily for coverage of all the spring sports. Of course, and as we said, we have Randy Montgomery's hiring at West Branch and Friday's Alliance Review and reaction to that as well. And the baseball and softball tournament draws are coming up in about a week, so we'll have some reaction to that as well, and we'll be able to map out how we think those teams will do. So we look forward to seeing you on the diamond. Stop by and say hello.